Sarah, the nation on the edge. What scenes are you witnessing right now? Give us a look at what's happening in central Athens.
Well, we've seen the violent clashes breaking out again between the riot police and the protesters. I'll just show you what's happening at the front of the Parliament building still. You've got protesters throwing Molotov cocktails towards the riot police. We've seen tear gas already be used. A lot of flashbangs going off. That's the loud noises that are thrown into the crowd to stun the people that are there. As he said, the biggest protest that Greece has seen since this financial crisis started. It's estimated in the hundreds of thousands, and so really the situation very tense and a lot of concern about this escalating now, because the people here are extremely angry about what's been going on. The votes going on in Parliament to try and push through even more austerity measures. We've got the Eurozone leaders meeting for an EU summit at the weekend to try and decide just what to do with this debt crisis that's crippling Greece. We were on the streets earlier talking to the people here, and there was a big turnout from the youth movement. So again, that's very worrying, because there were a lot of young people. Can you just see? I'll show you again what's happening outside the front. You've still got those going off. Tear gas being used again on the crowd. Yeah, as I was saying, deeply concerning, because there was a strong youth turnout today. They were saying they're fighting not just for the future of their country, but for their future too. So certainly you can see the masses as they try and push back. There's really nowhere for them to go. The streets are absolutely packed with people, not just on Syntagma, but all the main streets leading off it as well. So there's nowhere really for people to run from if this situation escalates anymore. And you can see the riot police sort of shoring up their numbers as well. They've got hundreds outside the front of the Parliament building. Really very concerning indeed. No one knowing exactly where this is going to end. As we said, the biggest protest that Greece has seen for a long while, and a lot of anger on the streets of Athens here today.
And you, of course, have been covering these protests in Greece throughout the year. What was the last straw for these people?
Well, what we've seen happening time and again is that there's been a huge divergence between what the government has been trying to implement and what the Eurozone leaders have been discussing and what the people here have actually been asking for. And this really results in what you're seeing today again, this huge public anger that ends in these violent clashes. It's a vicious cycle that they don't seem able to break. They keep pushing through these measures, and we keep hearing about these rescue plans, and really they seem to fail every time. And a lot of the people that I've spoken to here in Greece, a lot of the analysts have heavily criticised this tax-based solution to the problem. They keep trying to get money from the general populations to plug this massive deficit in the budget. But these people here simply have reached breaking point. They don't have the money there anymore. What you're seeing at the moment here today is the very tip of it. Behind this anger are years of austerity that the people have faced. Most of the average Greeks have seen their salaries cut by around 30%. There have been job losses left, right and centre, and on top of this the tax hikes have really proved untenable for the people here. You've got the tear gas going off again in the background there. I mean, it really is a very tense situation. It's been described as a make or break week for Greece. These big decisions coming up, but the people are chanting and their banners are saying that they've had enough. They don't want these decisions that are imposed on them by the Troika, by the Eurozone leaders. They've just simply reached breaking point, and a lot of them were saying today, the chants that were going on in the crowds, well, will we ever let this go? And their response was never. They're not willing to back down, and we can see by the numbers that have turned out today that they're very serious about this. So a different solution is needed, and that's what many people here in the country are calling for. They said that the people have been made the enemy, the people are being made to pay for mistakes that weren't solely theirs, and so there is, as we said, a huge amount of public anger.
Well, we can certainly see that as these clashes unfold on the streets of Athens. RT's Sarah Firth will be there throughout the day for us, and we will most certainly be crossing back to you. Thanks for that update.